Thanks for watching Endgame Economics. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. It's completely free for you, and it helps us continue making more videos like this.
The year is 1976. America is turning 200, and it feels like a country recovering from a hangover it doesn't remember starting. A president recently resigned in disgrace, and a grinding war in Vietnam has finally ended. Inflation is chewing through paychecks, gas lines snake around the block, and the mood is so bleak that major magazines are openly asking whether the American experiment is running out of road. Now, spin the clock forward exactly 50 years. It is July 2026. America is turning 250. And if you walk into any comment section, sit at any dinner table, or watch any cable news panel, you will hear the exact same anxious question the country asked in 1976. We are convinced we are sliding down the other side of our peak. But the numbers that actually run the globe tell a different story. In 2025, the U.S. economy crossed $30 trillion for the first time. Measured by the raw data of production, military reach, and innovation, the United States has never been more dominant. So we are going to look at the count. We will put real numbers on the economy, the dollar, the debt, and the military to figure out the truth. Is the world's oldest continuous democracy standing at its summit, or is it standing on a ledge? Imagine every good and service produced on Earth in a single year piled into one enormous heap of money. Slicing off this share would take about 26% of the entire pile. The United States has 4% of the world's people, yet it produces a quarter of its total output. That lead is currently widening. In 2021, China's economy was about 76% the size of America's. Today, it is closer to 64%. Beijing's momentum has stalled against a property crash, where new construction starts fell by over 70%, a shrinking population, and deflation. For the first time in 20 years, China overtaking the U.S. as the world's largest economy is no longer a mathematical certainty. That wealth builds a shield that has no historical equivalent. In 2025, the United States spent $954 billion on defense, more than China, Russia, Germany, India, Saudi Arabia, and the United Kingdom combined. That spending buys 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers, a global network of hundreds of bases, and an air force that can reach any point on the globe within hours. In 2025 alone, the U.S. poured nearly $24 billion into just 2 classes of submarines, a line item larger than most countries' entire militaries. America does not stand alone in this. Within its alliance network, total NATO spending reached over $1.5 trillion in 2025. That is 55% of all military money spent by the entire human species. No rival power currently possesses a lever long enough to move the combined weight of America's wealth and its weapons. Military hardware is only the outer wall. In the digital architecture that runs the 21st century, American companies hold 70% of the world's total stock market value. Much of that value is concentrated in 7 companies worth $22 trillion, a figure larger than the entire annual economy of China. These firms were founded in garages and dorm rooms within living memory. The bet on the next century of tech is even more lopsided. In 2025, firms based in the United States attracted 75% of all global venture capital flowing into artificial intelligence. China and the EU together pulled in about 11%. This entire ecosystem runs on the dollar. While its share of reserves has dipped since the 90s, it remains the undisputed foundation of global trade. The Chinese yuan, after a decade of predictions that it would dethrone the dollar, currently commands less of the world's reserves than the Canadian dollar. By controlling the computing stack and the global reserve currency, the United States owns the global operating system. But owning the world's printing press has led to a habit that would collapse any other country. Every single week, the Treasury Department borrows $50 billion just to keep the lights on. In early 2026, the national debt surpassed $39 trillion. For the first time since the end of World War II, the total debt has grown larger than the size of the entire U.S. economy. That borrowing comes with a bill. In 2025, the U.S. spent $970 billion on debt interest alone. The credit card minimum payment is now larger than the entire budget for the United States military. The pressure on that debt is rising because the population is changing. The fertility rate has hit a record low of 1.6 children per woman, well below what is needed to keep the workforce stable. This leaves a shrinking group of workers to support a growing crowd of retirees. America's only structural defense against this aging is a choice. For its entire history, the country has imported ambition, bringing in working-age talent from around the planet and turning them into Americans. It is the one demographic advantage rivals like China and Japan do not have. The true existential threats are not foreign armies or rival currencies. They are a self-inflicted hollowing out, a debt trajectory no one will fix, and a political system that can barely agree on its own budget. Mathematically, America holds a smaller percentage of global wealth today than it did in 1960. When the rest of the world was in rubble, the U.S. share was an outlier. But the machine itself, economy, military, technology, is stronger in absolute terms than ever. This is convergence. The rest of the world is catching up, while the U.S. keeps growing too. It isn't decline, it's just math. Like Rome and Britain, great empires rarely die from outside conquest. They die from internal bankruptcy and polarization. America is not standing on a crumbling ledge, waiting to be pushed by a rival. It is walking along a vast, high-altitude plateau, and the only way it falls from here is if it trips over its own feet.